when I take the idea of balance and I insert it very clearly and easily into what it is that I do, there's often this need for balance between the physical side of speech and the mental side of speech. And this is where those, and I know we've all had these experiences where the stressors that can throw off balance start to make us lean one way or the other.
As I'm listening to you, Paul, I'm thinking about several coaching conversations I had yesterday where I was urging my clients not to get back on their heels. And what I was talking about was being defensive.
Yes.
And I literally, because we're zooming, like I literally backed up. You know me, I'm a fairly kinetic person. So I said, don't rock back on your heels and react, right? Because we all know when we hear that react, right? That defensive posture. Right. So there's something going on with our body. There's something going on inside of us. And one of the things that I coach around that is that the difference between reacting and responding is time and thought.
You have to have a balance of communication from both sides. I think sometimes with the sales people, you have an imbalance of them talking when there should probably be an imbalance of them listening and talking less. So just trying to find ways to make it a win-win, find ways to, uncover things that are going to help your client, whether it's something you can provide or not. Just the balance of you, maybe using the law of reciprocity, I guess, if you would say, to make sure you're sharing stuff with them even before they're sharing anything back with you.
When it comes to reacting or responding, what effect does that have on the direction that you take your personal branding?
Think about, what is my brand? What do I want to be known for? I think most of us can agree, well, I don't want to be known as somebody who just, reacts immediately, says the first thing on the top of her head, doesn't give it thought. And so if you want your personal brand to have elements of thoughtfulness, harnessing, for example, the intelligence of your intuition as well as your intellectual intelligence, to be, as Glenn was saying, a good listener, a reciprocal communicator. The way we respond is a manifestation of that personal brand.
Anytime you receive negative feedback, any negative connotations, whether it be a review, someone commenting on a post you're doing, something you're trying to share, the reaction typically is always the worst thing to do. So as Joanne was saying, taking a breath, taking a moment, maybe stepping away before you respond to that. Because what I try and tell business owners all the time is, if you have no one that has said something less than positive about you somewhere, that probably doesn't look legitimate or realistic, because we can't please everyone all the time. But the difference when people are looking at comments like that is, how do you respond?
Leadership is for everyone. As soon as you can serve people in some way, you will find your role in leadership. So that really ties into the whole idea of, you're not looking to sell a product or service, you're looking to provide a solution. You're looking to serve the needs, whatever the needs are, you are going to give a solution, you're going to give a benefit.
Those first 25 years of my career that I referenced were in nonprofits, and a lot of it raising significant amounts of money. So raising money for a not-for-profit organization, not dissimilar to sales. And the people who are brilliant at it are not asking you to part with your hard-earned cash. They're giving you an opportunity to express your values by partnering with an organization that has a particular mission. And that's not jargon, that's real. I mean, so the people I know who are outstanding at this, to your great word, Glenn, who are elite in the best sense of that word, in terms of just incredible accomplishments, they understand that this is a value proposition, and there it is, an invitation to participate, and as I said a moment ago, to express one's values. To me, the highest form of leadership is servant leadership. And servant leadership doesn't mean you are acting, in a awkward or imbalanced power dynamic. What it means is that your leadership is in service of a set of integrated corporate goals, a mission, a relationship, impact, that you're looking to have through your product, service, relationship, whatever it is. So for me, servant leadership is absolutely the highest form of leadership.
What came to mind there when Joanne was just talking about that was really, I've worked a lot with nonprofits over the years too, helping do fundraising and whatnot. And I think a lot of times we don't take similar concepts there over to the workplace. So whether you have a sales department, any type of work department, or a nonprofit, when you have an attainable goal and something that people can get behind and push towards, it's a lot easier to do that than just to say we want to be X. Well, how are we going to get to X without knowing A, B, C, and all the other letters in front of those?
The one that I use a lot in my coaching practice is integration and boundaries. So I talk a lot about integration. I refer to my coaching as integrative coaching. I talk to my clients about bringing their whole self to work every day. But I also talk about having very clear boundaries, because without them, everything spills into everything else. Very hard time deciding what you're saying yes to, what you're saying no to. You can get overwhelmed. You can get burned out.